A townhouse in Langley, stick around to the end because number 6 could be the one that looks safe, feels affordable, but quietly becomes one of the biggest regrets 6 to 12 months down the road. You're about to see townhouses in Langley that look perfect online, feel great during the showing, and then slowly cost you a ton of money, flexibility, and resale power once you actually live there. And here's the important part. These are not broken homes. Some of them are really nice, but that's exactly why people get trapped. Langley is full of townhouses that check the boxes on paper, modern finishes, nice photos, good staging, a decent price point, but there is a big difference between a good-looking townhouse and a smart buy. This is the stuff I walk through with Langley and Surrey families every single week, and it's the stuff that separates buyers who feel confident years later from the buyers who call me asking how fast they can get out. So let's break it down. Number 1 are townhouses that back onto commercial or future commercial land. These are all over Willoughby, Willowbrook, Fraser Highway, 200th Street, in major density corridors. On showing day, it feels amazing. You're close to shops, close to transit. Everything feels very convenient. But here's the mistake a lot of buyers make. They assume today equals forever. They don't check the community plan. They don't check the zoning. They don't check what the city has already approved next door. We've seen quiet patios turn into loading zones. We've seen bedrooms end up facing commercial rooftops and privacy disappearing overnight. It's not uncommon to see a buyer get a townhouse with a huge patio, south exposure, perfect setup, and 6 months later, it's a grocery store or something commercial directly behind them. Delivery trucks at 6 a.m., backup alarms, dumpster noise, security lights all night, and that is not something you can just renovate away. And here's the resale problem. Buyers always discount this. Even if you personally don't mind it, the next buyer will. If you're anywhere near Fraser Highway, Willowbrook Mall, or future transit corridors, slow down. Look at the Township of Langley land use map and it can save you a ton of frustration. Number 2, we're going to talk about small self-managed strata complexes. These look charming. 20 units, 30 units, often in Walnut Grove or Murrayville, and sometimes they are well run, but often they are held together by good intentions and deferred maintenance. No professional management, no maintenance calendar, no depreciation report, no long-term financial planning. We've even seen strata minutes written in Comic Sans, and that's not a joke. But here's the real issue. Fees are kept low to avoid conflict. Nobody wants to be the bad guy who raises the fees. So what happens is roofs get delayed, windows get delayed, envelopes get delayed, and then the reality hits, a special levy. Buyers think they're saving $200 a month. Then they get hit with a $15,000 to $30,000 per unit special levy. For families, that kills cash flow. For investors, it kills financing. Lenders look at weak stratas and they say no. That shrinks your buyer pool instantly when you do decide to sell down the road. Self-managed does not automatically mean bad, but it means you need to read everything. Financials, minutes, history. And this is where emotional buyers skip due diligence and end up paying for it later. For number 3, we're going to talk about bare land stratas that pretend to be detached homes. These listings love phrases like feels like a house, no shared walls, low strata fees. And yes, they feel great, but here's the truth that most listings barely explain. You are responsible for everything outside your drywall. The roof, the windows, the driveway, the siding, the landscaping, the snow removal, someone's fencing. The strata fees are low because they cover almost nothing. It's like booking a cheap flight and realize there's nothing included. If you're handy and budget properly, these can work. But if you bought a townhouse expecting low maintenance living, this is not it. I flagged these early because the pain shows up years later, not on possession day. Number 4, we're going to talk about townhouses with bad parking design. I know this one sounds boring, but it's not boring when you live there. Tandem garages, no visitor parking, tight drive aisles, no driveway space. I've watched stunning units sit for months just because the buyers hated the parking. And there is a test most of you families can do is you picture your weekday morning. 2 cars, 2 kids, school drop off, work. And do you really want to move one car out to get the other out every single day? And when friends come over, do you want to have them circling around the block? Parking problems compound fast and they're almost impossible to fix. Buyers remember bad parking and they don't forget it. For number 5, we're going to talk about overly restrictive strata bylaws. Rules matter, but some stratas go way too far. No car washing, no chalk, no overnight guests, strict pet limits, barbecue bans, and confusing age rules. And here's what buyers underestimate. Even if rules change, perception lags. Families avoid strict bylaws, and investors avoid uncertainty. Yes, age restriction rules changed provincially in 2023, but confusion still scares buyers away. And that shrinks your buyer pool, that weakens your negotiating position, and it slows resale. One question you can ask yourself is, could you actually live your entire life here if you had to? Because resale starts the day you move in. Number 6, this is the most dangerous one right now, and this is townhouses built on the edge of affordability with max density. These are everywhere in new developments. Ultra tight layouts, minimal storage, tiny bedrooms, stairs everywhere, low ceiling basements, no flex space. And on paper, they look affordable. But in real life, families outgrow them fast. People who work from home, who have kids, hobbies, and lifestyle changes. Here's what the data shows locally. When the inventory rises, these are the first to slow. Why? It's because buyers have options, and 99% of the time, they're going to choose function over finishes. Investors feel this too. There's higher turnover, lower rent ceilings, and weaker appreciation. These units work in hot markets, but they really struggle when conditions normalize. And right now, buyers are pickier than they've been in years. So I'm going to tie this all together. Buying a townhouse is not about today. It's about 3, 5, or even 7 years down the road, how you're going to exit. Langley is still a strong market, but the margin for error is much smaller. To increase your chances of winning, you really want to slow down. Read documents, check for zoning, and stress test layouts. If you want help breaking down a specific complex, just shoot me a text at 604-288-7592. I'd rather help you avoid a bad buy than sell you one. And like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.